You're saying we shouldn't get rid of the ideology, we should just get rid of the women. But I guess what I'm going to ask you is, once you've got this situation where you've encouraged so many women into the workplace, your argument is you've affirmative actioned them somewhat into the workplace. We now live in a society where even as a two-income couple, life is pretty hard, actually, in a way that it just wasn't for your grandparents in this country. Are you going to get the toothpaste back in the tube? Like, how do you even do that? Because as a young woman, you're not going to get married until your mid-30s, possibly, just because of the way the world is. Yep. You need to make a living. You need to have a career. It's no longer as much of an option to find a guy at 20 and marry, be the homemaker, and let him, because like that guy's going to have to earn a hell of a lot of money just for you to live a lower class life. Forget about a middle class life, right? But the two-income gap is a serious problem. Yeah. And I think there are a lot of things unrelated to the gender question that we can do to address that. I think that reducing immigration would actually go a really long way to solving the two-income trap and reducing some of those massive cost of living pressures that couples face. But I have hope. I'm optimistic that the two-income trap problem can be solved through appropriate policies, because there are just so many forces of gravity pulling against it. Mm-hmm. Even now, when there are so many pressures for women to stay in the workforce, even when they have kids, even with all of those things, most women still tell surveys that they prefer to work part-time or to drop out of the workforce for a few years while their kids are young. So that's what women still want. And the women whose husbands do earn enough tend to do exactly that. Even really accomplished women, women with law degrees or medical degrees, most of them go part-time at some point in their careers when they choose to have children. So there really are a lot of deeply seated human forces of gravity pulling in the direction of the mode of family that we've had for millennia. So
and this is, once again, something that men have been saying. Like, on the whole, and she talked about even established women, even well-to-do women, they're dropping out of the workforce. They're saying, does my husband got it? Then I'm at the house. Unless I need to be there, I'm not going to be there. You gotta understand. Well, you as a man, you get this, whatever. You don't want me to get the benefit, but it's going to be to your benefit to stay at the house. You're going to have to think about work. Well, that's the only place that I get comfort and whatever. What nonsense. Your body's going to need to heal. You're going to need to be doing that, taking care of the child the way you want to, spending time bonding with it, skin to skin, tummy time, all that other stuff that you would want to teach. And with things happening in the world, you just want to keep an extra eye on your child to make sure that everything is going like it should. Ain't nothing going wrong. You give it to somebody else, they get frustrated. We were just watching a documentary last night, or the beginning of it, where a woman went crazy on the child, man. Went crazy on the child and did some weird stuff, right? In jail now, probably death row, but just crazy. Most people want to be around their children, to kind of make sure that they're the ones that are instilling the values that they believe, the morals, the guide, the guidelines, the instruction on where they want that child to go, what they want that child to be. So, of course, if my husband's got it, I'm going to drop out. I'm going to take all my maternity leave and probably even more. And then when I get good and ready to, I'm going to come back into the workforce. Men have been saying this once again.
The two-income trap does make it harder, but
All right. So I only pose these conversations and try to make these dialogues between women to women, men to men, and women to men. Because if we're going to create a new world, new concepts, right? But in order to get new concepts, you got to see which of the old concepts don't make sense, do make sense, so you can come together and create a concept that overall will make sense. You get what I'm saying? So everything that I basically post, I try to make it make sense for the greater good of the future. Like, I'm not doing this for the now, because the now is basically dead. What do we want to do for the future is the question. The future only.